Good evening. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network presents the DCTV 4-H Evening News Program for Wednesday, January 13th, 2016. Camera people, Alex and Brendan. Video engineer and producer, Russell. Sound engineer, Edward. Teleprompter, Keegan. Prompter, Myra. With news anchor, Nicholas. And meteorologist, Ciara. This is your news director, Edward. And now, the news.
Welcome to the DCTV Weather and News Program. Help keep our kids' news show on the air by... Okay, welcome to the DCTV Weather and News Program. Help keep our kids' news show on the air by becoming a sponsor. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. Hello, and I am Nicholas, and the following stories from the Cortez Journal. Preparation is key so winter travel doesn't leave you stranded. A blustery white southwest Colorado winter can impose Darwin's evolutionary theory of survival of the fittest on the unprepared. Whenever snow hits, emergency responders of the Department of Transportation officials repeat the often unheeded advice to avoid driving altogether if possible. But if venturing out is unavoidable, motorists should be armed with a winter emergency kit in case unpredictable mountain weather invites the unexpected. Drivers should always keep an ice scraper, snow shovel and brush, blankets, water and snacks, pocket knife, first aid kits, booster cables, necessary medication, extra clothing, matches, flashlights and batteries, or chain or rope, road salt or cat litter, and battery-powered radio in their vehicle. McNorman said the same high-energy sustenance one would take hiking, granola bars and chocolate is best for emergency kit. He keeps a few additional items in his own, such as an air compressor and a saw, so he's prepared for the backcountry unknowns. Now here's a story from the Cortez Journal again. Researchers the small Colorado glacier should melt in 20 years. Small glaciers and mountains west of the boulder could disappear in about 20 years because of regional climate warming and drought, and similar thawing could be underway elsewhere in Colorado's high countryside, researchers said Tuesday. A severe drought and high temperatures in early 2000s caused a rapid loss of ice from the Arcady Glacier and from the permafrost under the alpine tundra, said Mark Williams, a University of Colorado geography professor and alpine researcher. A long-term warming trend in the west has prolonged the melt-off, he said. The regional warming trend could be related to global climate change, but had to determine what Williams said. You can certainly make an argument, that is, he said. Williams is part of a team that studied Arcady Glacier, permafrost and rock glaciers, and the Alfrost Roosevelt National Forest near the Continental Divide. Permafrost is a frozen solid soil, a yard or two underground. Rock glaciers are covered with rock and are dry. So this is the first time I've heard of a glacier here in Colorado. Hope we can keep it. Now here is the following story from the Durango Herald. NYPD Commissioner Barton hoverboard riders out of their minds. New York City top cop says he doesn't understand the hoverboard craze. I think that anyone that buys one of those things is out of their minds, NYPD Commissioner Bill Brenton said at a news conference Tuesday. Hoverboards, which are self-balancing electronic scooters, was the top-selling holiday gift, but they have also been associated with spontaneous fires and nasty injuries. Brenton said the City Council plans to draft legislation that will say where and how the gizmos can be used, but it sounds like they just disappear. This doesn't stop boxer Mike Tyson from trying one out in his house and landing flat on his back. Now here are dumb laws in Louisiana cities. In Jefferson Parish, all garbage must be cooked before it can be fed to hogs. In New Orleans, horses may not be tied to a tree in public highways. Are there even trees on highways? Chasing fish in a state park is against the law. Mardi Gras speeds may not be thrown from a third-story window. City Commission's members may not drink during a public meeting or risk a $50 fine. You would think it would be more. It is illegal to practice food in city limits. Snakes are not allowed within 200 yards of the Mardi Gras parade route. No smoking signs shall be placed on all floats used during parades. No one may throw a Coke bottle at parade floats. And television reporters may not throw candy to the crowd during a parade. You may not tie an alligator to a fire hydrant. It is illegal for a woman to drive a car unless her husband is waving a flag in front of it. Now here is Ciara.
Hi, my name is Ciara and I'll be giving you the current weather report. The current temperature is 31 degrees. The high for today was 33 degrees. The low was 5 degrees. Winds are from 1 to 5 miles per hour from the southeast. The barometer is at 30.28 inches and is rising. The humidity is at 98%. Today there has been 0.00 of an inch of moisture measured by the DCTV weather station. Moisture for the new month is 0.14 of an inch. And now I'll be giving you a big map. We have a large area of snow in the Pacific Northwest that has reached down into California and across Utah. North Dakota and Minnesota has some snow. Most of the west, south, and central part of the country is clear. Over here. There is snow around the Great Lakes and into New York and the Virginias. The Atlantic coast is clear from New Hampshire through Florida. And now I'll be giving you the 5-day forecast. Thursday, mostly cloudy, high 32, low 11. Friday, chance of snow, high 31, low 8. Saturday, mostly cloudy, high 33, low 12. Sunday, chance of rain, high 37, low 13. Monday, mostly cloudy, high 37, low 18. And now for our climate change report. Now I'll be giving you the CO2 report. Carbon dioxide, CO2, is one of the principal causes of climate change, and it is important that we report the CO2 weekly change. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes climate instability, resulting in significant swings worldwide of moisture and hot and cold temperatures. The following are the CO2 numbers for this week. CO2 for the week of January 11, 2016, in parts per million, is 402.10. CO2 2 weeks ago, 402.7. CO2 last year, 399.87. CO2 10 years ago, 381.18. CO2 50 years ago, 320.62. Thank you, Dr. Peter Tanz of the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration and Michael Magee of the CO2 Earth website for this information. Remember, you can help keep our kids' news show on the air by buying a sponsorship. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. Thank you. Now back to our news director.
And that's the end of today's DCTV 4-H news program. This is your news director, Edward, saying good night and thank you for watching.